Welcome, everyone, to another episode of the Choco-Bros. I am your host for this episode, SwarlzBarkley72. Thank you for joining us. I have, of course, my other bros, Espycat and Iron Aggro with me. Say hi, guys.
Hello.
Which one am I?
If you don't know who you are, you Espycat, then I don't know who you are either. Anyways,
Don't call me by my government name.
the wonderful thing about this episode is it's scuffed. And by scuffed, I mean we just decided to record out of the random because
It's
we
bad.
hate the video game that we were playing. If you want to check that out, please go follow us on any platform, meaning Twitch at Iron Aggro, where you could have seen us mauled at Mystic Quest, which everybody knows that game's terrible, but we'll get into that later. But another reason why this is such a special occasion is we have our first guest. Orpheus Joshua, or you may know him as OJ, has decided to join us from Noisy Pixel themselves. Give it up for OJ. OJ, how are you doing today?
Hey, I'm doing pretty well. This is a very scuffed podcast.
Perfect.
Oh, it's great.
That's like walking into somebody's house for the first time and saying it's dirty. That's
Basically-
that's so me.
Not wrong.
Well, so, no.
He says, yeah, this is scuffed. What the hell?
Well, OJ was just happened to be in chat, and we were like, do you want to do the podcast? And I was like, OJ, get in here and help us with the FF news. So without further ado, Mr. OJ, what FF news do we have, since you're such a great reporter for Noisy Pixel?
Editor and chief.
Oh,
Alright,
yes.
So the last thing you guys covered was right before the Pixel remasters got announced, which was last
recorded
month.
the day before it happened.
Yeah, so that was like April 4th. So afterward, Stranger of Paradise, very random news. So when it came out on Steam, it also got a new update. It gave Jack the Warrior of Light Armor.
Cool.
He looks really stupid in it.
He does.
No one
Believe it.
cares. Mm.
Yeah, because it came out on
new-
Steam.
yeah,
They
yeah.
put that armor
Yeah, yeah.
on.
There's also new art from Tetsuya Nomura of Jack, just to just to celebrate the release.
Yeah.
there
Another
was
thing
also-
about that
yeah.
armor is that technically it completely changes the post game meta, because you can just basically skip all the gear grinding of the first DLC. Because
Oh, it's that
armor.
good?
Yeah, it's like better than
Oh.
anything in the first DLC. So you can just
Oh,
skip
that's
that
hilarious.
entirely.
Easy
Oh, that's
baby
nice.
mode, some might
Yeah,
say.
Yeah, that first DLC is like kind of dog shit.
So is the second one.
Oh, and the third
Go on
one.
to- yeah.
They're all
Well,
bad.
Third one's fine.
The third one's good.
Oh, I didn't
first-
touch
a
it.
consequence
I didn't touch
of-
it. I'm just assuming.
It's just it doesn't have the gear grind like the other two do.
Yeah.
And it has an actual level to play through.
Mhm.
And guns.
I mean, sounds like a lot of fun. I have seen a very limited amount of Stranger of Paradise, so I'm a little bit excited to get into that game, but I don't want to play the DLC ever, from what I hear.
Yeah, the DLC is like you can
yeah.
probably just watch the cutscenes. Given
like,
I mean,
how you guys are doing.
At this point, you can probably cheese it enough to get through the gear grinding very fast.
Well, what's funny to me is my good friend Tyler Rims didn't even watch a single cutscene the first playthrough of said game. So,
Yeah.
do I really need to watch that to really understand anything going on?
Well, I guess my counter argument there is, did Tyler understand anything?
I mean,
That's a
I
good question.
even understood a little bit, and all I did was watch the last cutscene with Tyler. So yeah. Anywho, I know that one was kind of like a fun anniversary game, anyways. So it really wasn't meant to be anything crazy, but seems like most people enjoyed it from what I can understand.
Yeah,
It's a good
good
game.
game.
But I guess the biggest thing is there's been some more FF16 news, maybe.
A lot.
Yeah, so
State of play.
there was a whole big state of play, like a whole hodgepodge of information here. They showed off like a lot of combat, a lot of new cutscenes. They showed off a lot of the combat mechanics, just like a whole pretty much like a whole big primer on what you should know if you haven't really been following the game.
There wasn't like
Interesting.
too much new information. Like there was a decent bit, but for a half-hour video, there wasn't too much new information, but it was
Yeah.
all stuff that most, like, the average public didn't know. Like,
Yeah,
the
it's-
person who was mildly interested.
Mhm.
So is there like maybe some article I could go read about this somewhere, OJ?
I did do a breakdown of everything that was shown off in that state of play, just like because the really wild thing about that whole stream was that like there was like a lot of hidden lore that was just in the menus that they just didn't really talk about.
Yeah, there's like a primary antagonist that has not been revealed in the plot yet that was revealed within menus.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like if you look hard enough, you can say, "Oh, that person is an antagonist." We won't. Well, no spoilers here. I assume SB.
Yeah, SB. Yeah, SB does not want any spoilers at all. He's probably humming to himself right now. He's probably humming to himself right now in a corner. So
no, I'm listening. I mean, nothing has been spoiled for me, right? Like you said, a major antagonist.
Yes.
I know there's gonna be an antagonist in the game, right? Like not.
Even though they haven't said
really.
Zip.
There's a villain.
They've said
it's not,
nothing about antagonists at all.
You cannot. It's a Final Fantasy game. It's gonna be no, my friend from the army. You're the crystal guy.
You know what we should do?
I've been consumed.
We should do a like. I don't know. You know what? Never mind. I was gonna say something. We shouldn't do that.
No,
We should do a
guess
predictions.
the plot.
Yeah, guess the plot.
Yeah,
the thing is,
guess the plot.
I know too much already. I know more than SP does.
I can do it.
Shouldn't do it.
Just give me the names and give me what I need to do, and I will cook.
I'll do it right now if you'll just like bear with me.
Okay, you know what we'll do? We'll do one without SP, and then one with SP right now, and then we'll do one without SP. We're gonna actually talk about it.
So am I doing it?
Yeah, sure. This is whatever Scuffed podcast. Guess the plot.
So what I know about the game, I know that there's Clive. I know he has sex and he has a brother, and those two things are not together.
Wait, what?
So Clive, troubled upbringing. Father dies, tragic death. Mother ends up being one of the dominants, and he summons his mom. Big bad guy is one of his army friends who he thought died. You're alive, Riku? I've been alive the whole time in the crystal. But the crystals have shaped our destiny for too long. I was behind it. And then he turns into like a big Spider-Man.
Like Marvel?
Yep,
Spider-Man?
Spider-Man. Don't read into it. He just turns into a Spider-Man.
Okay. Okay.
Yep.
We'll have to talk about doing something without SP where I can actually talk about the plot, because there's some like things I have very obviously figured out that are not good things to tell SP.
I don't actually think that's what's gonna happen, but I think Dad died tragically. Mom really could be one of the dominants or something. Like I really feel like that might be that's my serious guess. That'd be cool.
To be fair, like
That'd be cool.
Even with what we know, like we only really know like maybe the first few hours at the most. It's still very little.
Even me, who has like come through every little bit, you and me who've come through every little bit of footage, there's a 99% chance we haven't seen the last third of this game at all, like a single frame.
I would hope not.
The last entire third of this 60 to 100 hour game.
I hope this is the longest game I ever played.
It won't be.
I know.
It's probably gonna be like what, 20 hours.
They said the story's like 35 to 40, but besides there'll be more.
So that's like Ragnarok, isn't it?
Yeah, probably. I would guess probably around Ragnarok's side with a little more side content.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
that's good stuff.
So without spoiling it a lot, I know that this one's like DMC 5, right? Battle style.
DMC 5, Kingdom Hearts, Dragon's Dogma ish. It's an action game. Yeah.
Interest, like they drew interest from it.
Yes.
Did you said that in the last part? I think that they're gonna do the S tier rating, aren't they? But only on the second playthrough.
It'll be in both the you can replay levels at any time from the base, as we learned in the state of play. So that'll have it, and on the replay on the harder difficulty, we'll also have it as you play through the game.
Wow! So
your first time through will not have that, but on replays, New Game Plus and such, you will.
So I have a question for all my, hardcore critical gamers out there, mainly you three. Are you guys going to go play through each and every single one of these missions until you triple S it?
Yes.
Probably. Yeah. Like the
Espy?
game itself, like it kind of depends on like how like long it is really, but like it shouldn't be that
And
long.
like the thing is, I also have to see how the hardest difficulty is, because like I
Yeah.
love Devil May Cry 5, one of my favorite games of all time, probably my favorite gameplay system ever.
Okay.
But its hardest difficulty I don't enjoy. It's
Yeah, you
just
just
too
die one
bullet
hit.
spongy for me to
Yeah.
have fun.
Yeah.
So if it's like
That's
that,
my
I
thing.
probably won't because of how big the game is. But we'll see. I'm
Yeah.
hoping it's a good difficulty.
They have
I will-
commented. Yeah.
No, go ahead.
They have said I think they've said that this game's hardest mode will be more difficult than Devil May Cry
They
5.
did. That is a quote from the combat director
Oh
who worked
my
on Devil May Cry
God.
5. I don't know how.
I
I don't know how that's possible.
I don't believe that.
Yeah,
You
no.
just don't do damage anymore. You just don't do damage. That's
Just don't do
exactly what it
Like specifically, he
And
said
here-
it'll be the hardest difficulty would be harder than Dante Must Die. Devil May Cry
That's
difficulty. It's
kind of crazy.
I want something challenging, but
Mhm.
not like, oh, your controller's through the wall,
They're
right?
they're
So
not very clear on it, honestly. I think there are 2 types of hard difficulty. Like, but I can't tell. They're very vague about it for some reason.
Yeah,
I guess we'll have
they-
to find out.
But
Well, that's interesting. Well, is there anything else that we might be missing from the FF news? I know that there's a lot. I know that we're kind of like, caught up by our hamstrings right now, not, just being held up by our toes, basically, because SB doesn't want any spoilers. But thank you so much for doing this, OJ. It's been kind of a little bit of a hard thing to dance around. But is there anything else that you might think that we need to put into this?
Let me do a quick check. So they showed off all the summons for 16, or like most of them.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
They all got like new artwork.
Check out BioRoxas's videos for like comprehensive breakdowns of what each each summon will do. Specifically, he found out. I think honestly, I don't know if anyone else did. Did you figure out, OJ, that you can later on in the game you'll be able to, like, once you fully upgrade your summon, you'll be able to put other summons abilities on said summon.
Oh, I think they've
That's
talked about that.
I couldn't find anything about that. That's the first time I've heard about it, at least.
Should we talk about the controller and the plate?
Oh, yes.
Oh
Go
yeah,
for
they
it.
did show that. So yeah, they showed do a quick little check here. So there's been some confusion about this. So Sony and Square North America, they announced that there will be a PS5 bundle with 16, but it will only be a digital like code for it.
Yeah, it's just
And
you
then-
buy a PlayStation for $570,
Yeah.
and then you get Final Fantasy 16 with it.
And then they also announced these PS5 cover plates and custom controller, but those seem to be only Japan, I
Which is
believe.
bullshit. Bullshit.
SB has been saying this multiple times. He's been trying
Bullshit.
to buy it.
SB, you're just gonna buy it off eBay anyways.
Are.
I want to buy it directly. Don't make me bullshit. It's the same thing.
SB's
Bullshit.
gonna fly to Japan just to buy
I
these
will
plates
fly
and
to
controller.
Japan. I will knock on Mr. PlayStation's house door and say, "Here's
Mr.
American
PlayStation lives in
dollar."
America.
No, different.
Oh yeah,
Mr.
they
PlayStation.
also announced that the 16 soundtrack is coming out the same day the game's out.
No, that's cool.
Why don't they do that? How come there are games that are like, hey,
Oh wait,
Yeah,
no,
what-
no, wait,
The
I'm
game's
sorry.
been
It's
out for a year and a
coming.
half.
It's coming out July. Yeah, but there's like 2 versions of it you could buy.
Wow.
what?
So the soundtrack itself is 7 CDs long.
Holy shit!
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, then there's like a more expensive version that comes with I think it comes with so there's a more expensive one that comes with an extra disc that has the songs that play in the cutscenes.
Wow. I
Yeah.
would. That's weird that they don't have that
Probably.
already in
Yeah,
there.
they probably have. It's probably specifically the versions of the songs that are in the cutscenes.
Do you think it may be like DMCA of some sort, or
Well, no, I would imagine.
because I know that you said that. I know you said that like with final bar, all the songs that were really
I doubt it. I'd
DLC had people's voices in it, you know?
I'd
that they had to
imagine
pay
it's
people.
like, because they'll remix songs a little to fit them into scenes,
Okay, yeah.
So I imagine
yeah.
probably that, but I don't know.
Maybe.
Soken also quote retweeted the announcement saying they still weren't done making it. So
Making the soundtrack?
I think the CD mixes of the thing, even though it comes out in July, they still were not done with that. I do not know what he meant exactly, but that's what he said.
Do you think that they're actually done with the game, or do you think they're still putting like
They
polish
were done
on
for
it?
months. It went gold 100 days before the game came out.
Oh yeah.
That
Gold
means
means,
it's ready to print.
It means it's like it's done being developed.
Interesting.
Essentially.
Whatever they're doing now is probably
the gold
like just,
is what they print on the disc.
but then it's probably
Okay.
like they're probably just like working on day one patch now, right?
Yeah, day one
Like,
patch
how
and
that-
so on. They specifically have talked about so many times how they wanted this to be like they don't want it to be like the other games that have come out. They want it to be done.
This one was never developed with Unity, right? Or whatever it was.
No, this is as far as we know. They're very like picky about talking about it. They do not like talking about it. But due to
they still haven't talked. Wow.
Not explicitly. The most we know is that the person, one of the people who was on the engine team, did a GDC talk a couple years ago, saying the game they were working on, which we know is 16, is using a version of the FF14 engine that they have very heavily modified. So,
And they want to use their own. They want to use their own. Like the fact that they use Unreal for Kingdom Hearts, does that like kill them inside or something?
I mean, it's Square Enix, so seemingly they keep trying to make engines
like
that
a
it kills
pride
them.
thing.
But,
Yeah, it's just like a pride thing.
Yeah, that's what I figured because I did not know the whole thing about that until last pod. So not to drum up things from the past, but still blowing my mind a bit. So
yeah.
Oh yeah, they
We'll
also,
see. This one seems like a good one. So
yeah, they also revealed the 16 theme song. It's by the guy who does the opening for Chainsaw Man.
yeah, I forgot his name right now.
Yeah.
Very popular singer in Japan, apparently.
hmm
And hey, they got Florence and the Machine last time.
That shit bangs. Florence and the Machine's songs for 15.
Very good.
Bangers.
Kenshi Yonizu. Is his
Yeah.
name.
Just like a bit of like a note here. If you do look up the opening theme for 16, don't watch the video because it like very like clearly implies like a big story thing that happens.
Like, as in 100%. Like, I mean, as close as you can get to confirming a huge story beat. Like, do not watch the video at all.
Okay.
I cannot believe like this spoiler has not been more wide-reaching. I'm very happy about it.
Wait, Square Enix spoiling their games? No, couldn't be.
They've been doing good about it so far, though.
They've been.
Yeah, 16 is like a really big exception to how they usually are with their marketing.
The thing is, it's very similar to the FF14 marketing for expansions, where they will show a very large amount of like the first third and a little bit of the second third, and people will be like, well, you showed too much spoilers, but they didn't show any of the last third. And they just don't talk about that fact. But
yeah. I'm just trying to think of Kingdom Hearts and how they spoil everything in Kingdom Hearts trailers, but
yeah, they did a remake.
They did that for Neo. Like I think the worst they ever did was with Neo, The World Ends With You. They like showed they showed the actual like final like cutscenes of that game.
Wow.
Like very blatant. Like it was like
they also did
probably
that for
the
Stranger
worst.
Paradise. It's just not as obviously a spoiler.
Yeah.
That's
and
nuts.
7 remake. They show the cutscene before the final boss.
Oh yeah, they did show that.
Yeah, they showed that thing.
Wow.
Well.
Yeah. I know another thing that we did talk about before the pod happened was how, we definitely talked right before the Pixel Masters came out. For us, that's a big thing because that's gonna kind of segue us, unless you have more news to talk about.
I think that's no, like that's like kind of it. In one of the mobile games, they did some shit. I don't think anyone here cares about that.
We're good with that.
No,
We
yeah,
only
so
care
that-
about First
yeah.
Soldier, and that game's dead. So
FF14 live letter next Friday. Everyone, which
Okay,
is Friday,
live letter.
May 12th. So there will be FF14 news next time, and based on how often we record these, probably a new patch that I will have played by that point. That's all the
Fun.
FF14 news.
Cool. Well, it's kind of a segue a little bit. We were going to start playing FF3, and I know you're thinking to yourself right now, well, Johnny, why aren't they talking about FF3? Well, I'm sorry, little Johnny. We didn't get into FF3 because Swarls wanted to wait for the wonderful ports that allow you to put on 4 times the EXP gain, turn off, if I remember correctly, encounters, or at least slow them down a bit.
Nope, you can
And
turn
all
them
the
off.
wonderful things that we can do without having to download mods. So, Mr. Iron Aggro over here decided he wanted to play Mystic Quest instead. Now, before we get into Mystic Quest, I wanted to bring up a wonderful little game that at least Espy and I played. Possibly, I think OJ played as well. So it's great that you're here because our friend Iron Aggro didn't even download the game and play it.
I downloaded it.
Cringe. Oh,
Okay, you didn't play it.
Uncringe. Uncringe.
You didn't play it.
Maybe.
So we ended up having we have friends here. I know we've mentioned them before. Shout out the Super Spaghetti Bros, both Mike and Jay. Did a little bit of an ad, and we all played War of Eos. It's a mobile game. I think it's about FF15, if I'm correct.
Yep, FF15 War of Eos.
And it is absolutely. It's the best. No, I'm kidding. It's bad. I'm sorry. I downloaded it. I did what I needed to do, and I uninstalled it. So, you know, we're here to talk about that a little bit. I'm here really just to support them. SB, if you have anything to add, or Orpheus, Joshua, if you have anything to add, I don't know. It was just your mobile game. It was a mobile game.
It was very much hey, oh, my city's got power. I've got it's like those TikTok
It's
memes,
Clash
like,
of Clans. It's Clash of Clans meets FF.
You can't run over that orphanage. Sure I can. I've got 2 million power in War for Eos. Like it was
What?
just
Okay, that one's a little bit over my head, but
Specific?
you guys need to get on TikTok. No, it was whatever. It was very like it was really easy to do what we needed to do to support the spaghettis, right?
Yeah.
But like it was just kind of like
wait, you can't say
Alright.
yeah though.
yeah, you don't get to say yeah. That's stolen valor, basically. It was it was a game.
It was very much a game. I really hated the aspect of like certain things were locked behind the radar. So it's
Yeah,
like
that
you
was
could not speed up that radar either. But the game right now, I guess, is in such a state that it wants people to play it at least up to the level 500,000.
Well, I think it's
that they
new,
just-
isn't it? Like OJ, I thought they were playing the old game. Is this a new game?
Well, there's 2 separate 15 mobile
No
games
way.
from what I know.
Yeah. I found
From
that
what I
out the other
understand.
day.
This one, like, they're both pretty like dog shit.
Yeah, they seem. I think they're made by the same dev.
So we played.
It's a gotcha game.
Yeah, so we played War of Eos, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the other one is called A New Empire.
Honestly, I think that's the bigger one. It's been around longer. I thought it was War for Eos.
Anywho, I mean,
They all suck.
it was great for us being able to participate in karaoke night. You know, that's really what
That's it.
it kind of went for. I mean, what's up, hey, reconnect. So, you know, all that fun stuff. But the game itself, I uninstalled it as fast as I could.
Yeah,
Yeah,
as soon as I hit 500K, boom, out.
What's up, OJ?
No, just like the game's really fucking bad, but like pretty shockingly, it actually uses like proper term, like it has like actual terminology from the game, which I didn't expect.
Yeah, no, I think it actually used a lot of like the stuff from 15 pretty well from all that I know about 15.
Yeah, so like
But
it's very strange because when you first like start up the game, it tells you like very directly this is like a parallel universe
Yeah.
of the FF15 like
I skipped that
whole storyline. Yeah. And it's like very weird because there's like people alive who shouldn't be alive, and it's like after everything is done, I guess. I don't really think they know what they were doing, but is
like
what
they
it is.
started making it, and then we're like, maybe we should play the game.
Well, I did like that they pointed it out specifically, because if they didn't, and I'm sitting here and this character who's not supposed to be here is there, you're like, okay, so this is canon, this isn't canon. I like that they just outright said this is a separate timeline. It's different. Like it made life easier, and like you can take the game in a different context and not trying to like, oh, what are the story implications here? It's basically just saying this is a throwaway.
it's a mobile game, so I really wouldn't have done that even if they didn't tell me. Like I said, I didn't read
Lapse
anything into
in
it.
Union Cross.
I didn't play that game either.
Oof.
I know.
I'm sorry.
Anyway,
But I did see the cutscenes, and I have watched Damo's thing. But this is a Final Fantasy podcast,
Okay, boys, so where
So-
are we, and by we I mean you, ranking it on our list?
you know what? I want to hear
Bottom.
what OJ has to say about the game whenever it comes to that.
What the
Rank
the
it.
fucking
So we have
mobile
a
game?
rank. We have a rank of all the games that we've played so far.
Currently,
So it'd be 1,
Well-
2, the mobile game.
I think 2's above 1. Didn't we put 2 above 1, right?
we
two
put two
is above
one.
1.
Yeah.
So
2
But
Two
I'm
on
just saying,
Eos.
like, I'm just saying, I want to hear his rank. Maybe he has one above 2.
Oh, well, I'm curious. Like, you've played all the Pixel remasters this past month because OJ reviewed them all.
Exactly. So
Let
I really
us
want to hear what.
Your
Let's see.
ranking.
Let's let him cook of at least what he has to think.
So just the pixel remasters?
And the mobile game, because why not? And
I mean,
Mystic
that's the
Quest.
bottom. Like, that's the bottom.
What do you mean?
So that's last. Good.
seems
Great.
great.
Okay. We can we can trust OJ.
Let's
Good.
rank the Pixel remasters.
I mean, my favorite's probably 4. I know Aggro doesn't like 4.
That's
Cringe.
lots of people love 4.
I have some
Cringy, though.
nostalgia. Yeah, because 4 was my very first
Mhm.
Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
4, probably 5 afterward, then 6, then 1, 2, 3 maybe.
Wow,
Like,
3, the one that I draw is gonna be the worst game. Dang.
Yeah.
Like 3 is fine. It's just like
I'm about to be a Choco. No.
yeah.
With the 4 times experience, it will be fine.
You'll be fine. Yeah.
Yeah, thankfully, with FF2 specifically, they added so like in like all 6 of the games on console, you're able to like adjust how much experience and gil you get. But for 2 especially, you're able to adjust the rate at which your weapons and your things gain levels.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So it's like a lot easier if you just want to.
What I
Not
thought was
like
really
all that.
cool with that. So yeah, they added you can get like the extra experience. But what I thought about, I was like, oh well, if I'm just killing everything, my health's not gonna go up because I'm not getting hit. But there's also a toggle where like if you win a certain amount of battles in a row, your health will just automatically go up.
Yeah.
That you can turn on. So it's kind of like you can still just push through it.
Interesting.
What was I gonna say? I can't remember what I was gonna say. Oh, pro tag and tag favorite from the games.
Oh yeah,
Like,
yeah.
we have a rank of that as well.
No, we cannot. We cannot do that in the.
We could do FF1 and 2 at least.
Oh, you mean OJ's? OJ can do that. That's fine.
OJ.
I thought you were talking about the mobile game. I was like, we cannot rank Noctis based on this.
Oh no, I was talking about OJ's take on. I kind of already
Yes,
forgot
okay.
about the mobile game.
Yes, your pro tag and tag rankings as well.
Oh, so are we doing Antag or
We were only doing
or
pro
final boss?
and tag.
We did both because I
I
said
think we
Leon
were
and I blew you guys' brains out last time.
Yeah, I think we're doing just antagonists in general, all of them.
Okay. So yeah, so OJ, we ranked Garland and then the Emperor, right? I don't. It's so
Yeah, I
hard to
didn't write them
compare.
down because I was gonna write them down.
No,
and then did not,
I just listened. I just listened to the pod. Let me talk. So, So we ranked what it went is we said John of Final Fantasy was number 1 in our hearts. Then we went Virion.
Yep.
And then
Okay.
for Antag, these two said Garland Emperor. I said Garland and Leon.
Leon was not.
Oh, do you know, honestly?
I mean,
That's not wrong.
it's
I think
not
we should.
wrong.
I think we should rank like Leon and the Emperor together, because they're both the antagonist, like at times.
So like,
They-
it
And
depends
some
like
games
how
have
you want
a lot of antagonists.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
like,
but I mean, like, you know,
do you
Leon's
want
the
to
best, though.
rank? Do you want to rank like antagonists by themselves or like the whole
I think
game's
together
antagonists?
personally.
I think we rank like this game had better antagonists than this game.
Yeah, that's probably the best way to do it. But still,
Just because then we're gonna have a massive. Because like what you had to define what
That
an
list would be
antagonist is,
30 to 50 bare minimum, probably way more.
anywho,
Yeah.
what
Okay.
you thinking there, OJ? If you only want to do a couple, you only have to do a couple. We've only played 1 and 2 so far, so if you want to
Or
just
you
hit
can rank
those,
all-
if you want to do all
up to you.
6, you're go for it.
Okay, so for antagonist first, or
Who-
For
Go for it.
Protagonist.
Yep, sounds good to
right?
me.
Yeah. Your
okay, so
choice.
for antagonists, probably. I mean, they're all kind of not great. um,
You're gonna have some
He's
Six
not
fans
wrong.
mad at you.
so the 3 villains at the bottom, which I don't
Yeah.
think will surprise anybody.
Nah, true.
Maybe the 4 villain. Maybe I don't know. Like the problem with the villains in these early games is like, except for 6, they all don't really have much going on with them.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Um,
like no character
yeah.
involvement or whatever.
So like probably the Emperor's so probably the worst is the one from 3. Then after that, maybe the one from 4. Then maybe 5 is kind of interesting.
Mhm.
Like that's like the most light-hearted game.
You also have
Like-
Gilgamesh
like it's
in
not-
there.
Yeah. It's like probably the most fun, I think, of all the villains. So probably that at like. Wait, no. So for the third, I'll put the Emperor because he's kind of whatever, but he's okay.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Then probably Garland, I would say,
Mhm.
or just like one in general. Mainly because of Stranger of Paradise, like hindsight.
Yeah, I think he
And
got a
then-
bump because of Stranger of Paradise.
I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
I think
Yeah.
in general he's always had a cool plan. Like, you know, the time travel plan being his makes him cooler.
I mean, the Emperor came back from hell.
yeah, but like, it was cooler in 1. Because, like, the Emperor
Yeah.
just died and then was like, I took over hell. Haha.
I mean,
It was seemingly not his plan all along to do so.
let's just have a Stranger of Paradise like game come out for the Emperor, and then you'll like him more. And he'll say, "Unlimited power."
He would say, that character would say unlimited power.
Just like that.
Yeah.
He would, yeah.
So I'm guessing.
Sorry, Sean's ears are burning right now because I just said that. Sorry, Sean.
I'm guessing Kefka's at the top.
Yeah, like I'm not even like the biggest fan of Kefka, but like he like
6
Like,
antagonist
without a-
Swirl, sorry.
I figured.
like he without a doubt has by far the most going on with him.
Mhm.
Yeah.
He's a character.
6 in general, yeah, is like the most.
I like the
Introduce
couple
story,
other
yeah.
antagonists in 6 as well.
Mhm.
But,
Great.
Yeah, so
and
it'd be
protagonist.
like 3, 4, 2, 1, 5, 6.
Okay.
Protagonist is also kind of in the same boat, but not as bad. Because the first 3 are like pretty, like they're like almost like nothing characters in the first 3 games. So like the worst would obviously be 1 because they're not really characters. Then 3 because they're also not really characters.
Yep.
Then 2 because that is like
He
they
has
have
a name?
something happening.
Mm.
Yeah, because they have names. And 2. Then probably 5. It's a very
Yeah.
like fun cast. Then I would say 6. Like the cast in 6 is really cool. It's just too much of it, I think, is like an optional stuff.
Mhm.
Like a lot of their stuff. Then probably 4 is my favorite.
Yeah, he's a lot of people's.
Because like in 6, that one's probably the most unique because there's no real like central protagonist in that game.
Yeah, everyone argues about it. Terra's the poster character, but
Yeah, she's like yeah.
we'll get there eventually, though. Have that talk then.
In like 3 years.
We'll get there soon-ish, maybe. Who knows? Swirls. The thing is, though, where would you rank Mystic Quest?
So now we're getting into the meat of this wonderful
Mystic
deal.
Quest,
Let's talk.
I
before
don't
we
want to talk
rank-
about it for more than 10 minutes.
Before we rank it, let's talk about this glorious game. By far, my
want to.
favorite game so far.
I
enjoyed it immensely, guys.
That game sucked.
I don't know what you guys are coping out of your mind. Honestly and truthfully, it made for Americans. By golly, I loved it.
Okay, I'd like to step in here as the person who played this game. I started out this game going, wow, listen to this good music. Look at these, nice SNES graphics. Classic. The game was happening.
We did like it at first.
You did, because things were happening. There was dialogue. There was characters talking. There were jokes. Swirls.
Yeah,
And
I was
then-
definitely playing Power Wash during that, though.
You were playing Power Wash during that. But then, like, very slowly, over the next however many hours it was, it started from that to the most monotonous, nothing thing I have ever played in my life. I was literally, every combat encounter, just holding A, or B, whatever, to attack the entire time. That was my strategy. And because I had fast forward, if that didn't work, I just restarted the battle a couple times. Eventually, I would get lucky.
Yeah, eventually you'd have it done.
By not changing anything, just pressing, attack enough.
Just having a different outcome, basically.
I
Not
had
getting frozen or getting poisoned helped a lot,
I had to, actually pay attention to, 5 battles. The entirety of the, 6+ hours we played.
So what really kind of killed it for us, probably I would think, is the fact that there's not really a great walkthrough either. It seems like a lot of it was just
Very
like, walk
hard.
here, walk there, go here, go there. And for these types of games, I think the biggest thing that I kind of struggled with is these remasters have opened my eyes to why we needed them. Because that game has not had a remaster, therefore it is what you said, 1992 SB. I mean, that thing was showing its age.
Yeah. So SB, we haven't talked about, but SB did beat FF3 on his own time when he was playing through the Pixel Remaster. And I was talking to him one day. He was like, okay, I'm starting the final dungeon. And then I think yesterday it was that I was talking to him. He was like, wow, I'm about to fight the final boss. Oh no, I died to the final boss. And I talked to him about how this Pixel Remaster is the only version of FF3 to ever come out where you can save in the middle of the final dungeon, which he did.
Oh wow!
He did the dungeon over, a day or two, right, SB?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's over an hour long bare minimum. Has at least 5 bosses, if I remember correctly.
Yep.
Before the final boss,
Mhm.
and if you die at any point during it, start over.
Yeah.
So
think I
yeah,
would've
these Pixel Remasters were needed.
I think I would have died if that happened to me.
Yeah, no, I would. I never beat FF3.
It's also, I think, the first time we got 3 in a 2D format officially.
Yes, in
the
America,
West.
yeah.
Yeah, because we got 3 first as a remake on the DS. It was a full it was a full 3D remake with voice acting and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, it was and from what I played of it, it's worse and harder.
A very hard game. On the DS, it was a lot more difficult for some reason.
Which is insane because 3 was probably already the most difficult mainline game until
Mhm.
13.
All right. This is not 3
Yes,
chat.
you're
This
right,
is
you're
not
right,
3
you're right.
chat. This is Mystic
I
Quest
don't want to
time.
talk about Mystic Quest. Swirls. It
Mystic
hurts.
Quest time.
It hurts.
I know it hurt you. I know it hurt you. So we played that for 3 streams, maybe a total of like what, 6 hours?
Yeah, I'd say 6-ish, maybe less.
We were halfway through the game when Aggro finally had a conniption and said, I don't want to play this anymore. It hurts me. And I said, you know what? You're my friend. The people, I know the millions and millions of fans out there listening to us right now are going to be heartbroken that we didn't finish this game. But in my integrity to Aggro as a friend, I couldn't put him through that. So I'm here to say that we did not finish Mystic Quest, but we have a plan in place.
Do we?
Oh
What's
my
our
god.
plan?
So our plan is that
What is it?
on May 7th, every year, at least once a year, May 7th, we will reload that game and play it for 1 stream
Don't
until we beat it.
Don't say at least once a year. Like there's any chance that we play it again. After,
On May
like,
7th,
the one time.
2024, we're loading that game back up, baby, and
Let's
we're playing it for
go.
at least 2 hours.
At least. And then we'll do it again the year after.
My god.
We're halfway through, people. We will eventually
And
beat
hey,
that game.
If we get all the way to FF16, before we play FF16 again, for the Choco, to be clear, we're like gonna talk about it when it comes out. But again, when we get all the way back to 16, we will not talk about 16 again until we beat Mystic Quest.
True. We will not talk about 16 until we finally beat Mystic Quest.
Other than the
Thank
first
God.
time when it comes out. We're not counting that.
Yeah, we'll have a spoiler cast whenever that comes out.
Yeah,
because
we'll do a-
I'm at
do a
least gonna
podcast
watch
with a
Aggro
demo.
play it, and Espy and Aggro will definitely play it.
Yeah.
But
Okay, what do
Anywho.
you think of Mystic Quest?
I mean, I'm still like kind of confused by the whole change here because when I first saw you guys like streaming it, you were like having the time of your fucking life.
Yeah.
Then like
It's
the next
monotonous
time,
in different areas than the other
Mhm.
games, and it just sunk in because it was refreshing to have the things the other 2 games didn't, like characters and a mild plot line, and the main character dabs. But then it hit in how, like the main games like are not the most mentally training. I don't know, combat. But they're not the most monotonous garbage ever. I'd rather I don't know if I've played a game this bad before. The gameplay is just nothing. It's
My
not
God.
it's not bad. It's not good. It's just nothing. I had hope.
Because like I do hear a lot of people like Mystic Quest.
People like it. I don't know.
yeah, but those are just the stupid Americans that it was made for.
So we
I don't know.
gotta rank it.
Okay, I think
Bottom.
we have to put we have to put a like a what is it? Did not play coach's decision. If we're gonna go sports here, as the coach of the Choco-Bros, I'm gonna say we haven't finished it. I don't want to rank it yet.
No, we're
Maybe
back.
my
We
heart
got-
will turn. Maybe my heart will turn.
You know what? We'll rank it, and then we'll put a little asterisk saying it can change at any time.
There we go. I'm okay with that then.
Every
Number
year
one.
we'll re-rank it.
Nope.
Number
I think
one.
I think that's reasonable. I think that's
It's
reasonable.
number 1 in my heart.
It's number 3.
That's bad.
It's number
Well,
3.
No, I'm kidding, guys.
Okay,
It's
good.
it's last. It's last.
I don't know. Part of me thought you were not kidding. It's not. Is it worse than War for EOS?
No, EOS is worse. Just because that game means nothing besides the fact that we get karaoke out of it. Actually, karaoke may make EOS better than Mystic Quest.
Mystic Quest had a good soundtrack.
It did give me FF7 vibes there for a bit.
You should
Not
go
gonna lie.
listen to the final boss theme. Very good. I've listened to it before.
So, well, I don't know about you guys, but I like that kind of does it for me.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
you guys, anything to add?
No, I think we kind of nailed everything I had.
We did it.
Well, I do want to say thank you again to Mr. Orpheus Joshua, or OJ, as most people know him. Do you want to give yourself a shout out really quick? Where can the people find you?
Oh yeah, sure. So I have a Twitter at Orpheus Joshua. I also write for noisypixel.net. and I also write for KH13, but the whole thing is on like, well, like because Kingdom Hearts is dead, like don't go there. But
we're never getting any more news.
Mhm.
I like it. I like it. Hey, well, hey, thanks for joining us, Orpheus Joshua. And if you guys would like to follow any of the Choco-Bros, you guys can find us on Twitter. Espy said that he'll either give me the things so I can start posting
giving
on
it
there,
up.
or he's gonna start posting. But follow us at Choco_Bros_pod. You can also send us an email. We will read it live on the pod if you send us an email, and I will do it in some crazy voice probably. It's going to be great. And our email is thechocobrospodcast@gmail.com, or go find us on YouTube. We post all of our stream VODs from that and all podcasts on YouTube. The Choco-Bros. So also you can follow all of our wonderful Twitch channels. I think I'll be coming at you next with FF3. Don't expect too much crazy gameplay out of it. I will be playing with the easy mode on, but I am twitch.tv/SwarlzBarkley72. Espycat is twitch.tv/Espycat. And then lovely Iron Aggro, who had to put up with Mystic Quest, I feel so bad for him, is twitch.tv/Iron Aggro, but the O's are zeros. Does anybody have any other questions?
When is FF3?
Yeah.
Iron Agger, you can talk over it.
No.
Oh. So we're just gonna sit here?